Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday Coffee Klatsch. It's just me by myself because I don't know where my mother is. She was not prepared enough to be able to sit here and be on camera, but was prepared enough to put me on camera by myself. So here we go. We are both running late though because I also overslept. Oh, and I still have leftover makeup on my face. I Yep. Well, they being just me. Just me. Um yeah, I overslept. I for some reason cuz I have multiple alarms every day. But Wednesday, I because we stream at 10, I have an alarm for 9:30, 8:30, and 7:30. And the 7:30 and 8:30 alarms go off and I'm like, too early. Don't want that. I've been taking melatonin. Let me sleep. But then I just fully sleep through the 9:30 alarm. I have not woken up to the 9:30 alarm for the past 2 weeks, which is why the past 2 weeks I have been late. So who knows? I'm pulling up the list to see if there is anything interesting that I want to talk about. Ooh, I need to get some coffee. Let's see. Um, what is that? There are things in the list that I fully don't remember. Um, let's see. It is too early for all of this. Um, okay, I don't see any interesting things in here. Actually, I know what I'm going to talk about. There was, and I'm going to pull it up on my phone because I don't feel like trying to, even though my computer can handle it because they're fancy now. Ooh, quick while Dani isn't here, I started my new D&D campaign, which I'm running on this past Saturday. Oh, exciting. So you're the GM. What system are you using? What kind of characters do you have? Like, what are the PCs playing? This is so exciting. Yeah, we still have our two games that we're running. In one of them, in the one where my husband is the GM, I am it's 5e Curse of Strahd. I've never played Curse of Strahd. I feel like everyone I know has played Curse of Strahd before, and I have never played Curse of Strahd. We had Strahd show up in the game that my husband's playing, but it wasn't like Curse of Strahd. He just like showed up as a character. Sorcerer, Bard, Paladin, Cleric, Rogue. Ooh, nice. That is, let's see, that I think that's close to the mix that we've got in my husband's game because I'm a bard. Um, one person's the paladin. We have a rogue. We have one person is playing a very interesting character. They're like, so there's the one girl, but she had a sister, but the sister like died, but her soul is like trapped inside of the other twin. So her soul is like trapped inside of the other twin. So periodically they will like shift. And so one day it'll be one twin, one day it'll be another twin, but they have very different skills. So one twin is a cleric, and I can't remember what the other twin is, but not cleric. So sometimes we have a cleric, sometimes we don't. It's very spooky ooky stuff and got a lot of triggery stuff. Okay, understandable. Yeah, we've played lots of horror games before because I love when my husband runs horror games because when we play horror games, we play Call of Cthulhu. We play the Call of Cthulhu system, and we always play as ourselves. So we usually try to make sure that we're in person, and we play as ourselves in like locations that we know. So like our house, the college, the Ingles down the road, or something like that. So we're playing in locations that we know, which is very fun, but also spooky. I decided it would be cool if they're all related, so they have some kind of family relation with each other. Oh, that's nice. That makes me think of we need to talk about Burroughs End today. I know that you do not have your Dropout subscription anymore, but we'll maybe make another. I've been wanting to try to do a bonus stream anyway, so maybe we'll try to find a bonus stream to talk about more in depth about Burroughs End because that makes me think of Frozen because they're all family. But it was so good and sweet, and I liked it. In our other game, because like I said, we're playing 2 games. In our other game, my husband is a player, not a GM. Um, yes, get it back, get it back. Because Dimension 20, I don't know if you've watched Fantasy High. It's the like high school one, but Fantasy High junior year is coming out right now. Like episode 1 is out. I haven't watched it yet because Lord knows I am not good at keeping up with things I like to watch. But junior year is coming out and it sounds like it's going to be really good. I'm super excited. But we are playing 2 games. So in the other game, we have, let's see, we have me. I am an hummingbird Aarakocra bard artificer. I'm a bard that multi-class into artificer. We've got not bard, druid artificer. Sorry, I was thinking bard because I almost always play bards. It's my favorite class to play. Which is biting me in the butt right now because I keep like I'm a druid artificer, but I'm so used to being a bard, and so every time we have some sort of interaction where like we need to talk to someone or like someone needs to be persuaded of something, I will fully just like start talking. I'm like, I don't have persuasion. This is not a skill that I own. And it does not go well. But so hummingbird Aarakocra, druid artificer. I'm gonna say bard again. And then there is the actual bard who she is an elf, but she's like because we're doing like spacey things, so she's like an astral elf, which is super cool. We have I actually just wrapped a game playing an artificer. It was fun. I was a sad cloud. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I am because I'm a druid artificer, I am like combining my druidry and artificerness, and so I'm making like robot plants. We actually had there was the very first enemy that we were taking down. He was basically like a mad scientist essentially. He was like stealing gold from the people to create his science thing or whatever. And so we first got him arrested and we're like, okay, sweet. But then he ran away. I'm like, okay, chill. He sought sanctuary on Mechanus, which is the robot planet, like the automaton planet. So the Mechanus is run by the Mind, who basically he created the first few things on the planet and like helped create the planet, and then everything else kind of created from that. But he is this artificial intelligence that kind of is connected to all of them. So even like way far away on another planet, he can kind of see them and all this stuff. Anyway, so the mad scientist guy, his name on our planet was High Priest McKinley because he was pretending to be a priest at a church. But so we run into him on Mechanus, and he is building this like spaceship thing because we're like, imagine. So there's like the solar system, like our 7 planets or whatever. So imagine that is just like a bubble. And if you pop out of that bubble, you can go into the next bubble and there's the next solar system. And like more planets, different people, blah, blah, blah. So those are the spheres. And we've never been able to get out of our sphere. But High Priest McKinley, HPM, thinks that he can get out of the sphere by using the gold to make a like hyperdrive engine. So he's building that on Mechanus. We go off, do some more hero things, come back, and he has built the engine, and we're like, all right, so we don't need you around anymore. So he is gone. Oh no, we don't. I forget the exact order of it. Oh no, I remember what's going on because I am like, I don't want him around. He is a bad guy. He used a lot of people, blah blah blah. And so we get the Mind to bring some technology that I was guessing that he might have on a whim. Turns out he had it to like scan his brain. So we would have basically the contents of his of his brain on like a flash drive. And so then HPM is no more because he did some like terrible things to some of our other party members. So gone. Then I later on, because I'm like, we need some information from High Priest McKinley. And so later on, I take this flash drive using my artificer skills and my druid skills. I take this plant that we found on another planet that this plant did nothing but good things. Like the fruit of this plant gives you like energy and like healing and things, and it's just a good, nice plant. It's a tree, and so I grow a little sapling of the tree, and then I do my little robot things and implant his consciousness into the little sapling of the tree. So now he's just a tree, and instead of High Priest McKinley, we've been calling him High Plant McKinley. And he just goes around and he's like, oh, this is such a terrible existence. Why do what are you doing? Things were so much better when I was a person and I could help things out. Yeah, basically I grooted him. He's like, I guess I could help you with this formula, but could you like stop leaving me in your bag of holding? It's very dark in there. I'd like to see things going on. This is so, oh, you terrible people. He is just a cranky old plant man, just all the time, but a genius cranky old plant man. It is hilarious. I think the last episode, I made a little skateboard for him and I put him on the skateboard so that we could like bring him around places. Full shenanigans. Absolute full shenanigans. Ooh, the title has changed. Is my mother returning? Because I could also just continue to rant about D&D things unless my mother is returning. Is that my mama? I cannot hear you, mama. Since I was a sad clown, my little creatures were a monkey and also a bear and a tutu. That is amazing. I love that so much. They would attack people by throwing pies in their faces, stuff like that. That is absolutely amazing. I love that so much. Hello, mama. You've decided to grace us with your presence? While Ronald and she can't even hear. She's not plugged in. For shame. Because I feel that could have been, honestly, Ronald, with the amount of D&D shenanigans that we've been doing, that could have been the entire episode. That fully could have been the whole time. Still can't hear you. Is that on me? Can I not hear you because it's on me? No, my headphones are working. We cannot hear you, mama.
The shenanigans without me. I've been listening to you.
You've been listening?
I'm on the new computer, so I can hear you even though I don't have the headphones in.
Ooh, you're on the new fancy computer.
Oh, it's not that fancy, but it's new and it's got a new battery in it. So I can properly
use it.
So for those who are watching this later on demand, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves and get this show started.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Wednesday Coffee Klatsch. I am one of your co-hosts, Artemis, and this
is your other presenter, her mother, Dani.
Like how I just slid in there or like that, stole your thunder. We are the Friday Coffee Klatsch, something for you to put on, not Friday, Wednesday Coffee Klatsch, something for you to put on while you're doing your dishes, cleaning your house, working at a store and you're trying to ignore customers, the usual. There was a word for it, but I can't remember. She usually says it, but the one that I remember every time is your background sound.
While you're eating your breakfast.
I have no breakfast to eat, but I'm going to be drinking some juice. I'm going to start with what I'm drinking.
This is the Coffee Klatsch. The first thing we start off with is, what are we eating and drinking this morning?
Tropicana Pineapple Mango Splash. I have not even opened it yet. This is a fully unopened bottle, so we're going to find out if I like it.
Oh, so you haven't even tried it yet. That looks good, but I don't get anything mango because Isaac doesn't like mango.
Isaac doesn't like mango?
Mm-mm. He doesn't like the taste of mango at all. Isaac, for those who are watching later, is my son.
I just found out that two of the people at my job also don't like mango. because they feel like it smells like cat pee or something. And I'm like, what?
That's
That is
weird.
very different. It is
That's
so
very
weird.
weird.
Yeah, I do not understand. Because mango's
But
my second favorite fruit flavor.
but I am having more mushroom coffee in the mug painted by your sister. I have been reminded that I enjoy mugs that have like the thick ceramic lip
Hmm.
to them because I had coffee this weekend in a mug that was liberated from Waffle House.
I
And
used to have a Waffle House mug. I wish I still
and
had it.
so you know what I'm talking about,
Hmm.
that thick lip to the mug. I forgot how much I like that when I'm drinking my coffee. So I'm having mushroom coffee. I'm having some Activia yogurt because I'm still on
Activia.
my probiotic kick to see if that helps my belly. And some French toast sticks because I did not eat before I came on here and my stomach is starting to hurt. So I got to
I
get
wonder if I might be delivered some continental breakfast today. Who knows?
maybe, maybe not. But I thought we would switch things up a little bit today. And oh, don't give me that look. I'm not switching it up that much. I just thought let's go ahead and get the yarny and crafty stuff out of the way up top because I don't think either one of us has much. And I have other things that we can show. Hello, Ronald.
Oh yeah, Ronald and I have been chatting this whole time.
Oh, I
Um,
know. I've been sitting here eating and reading the chat and listening to you go on and on about your D&D game.
so if we're doing the yarny crafty stuff, I um did I already show that I finished the shawl? The
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it. Did I show? I thought I had put it in the Discord. But maybe I did not. Ooh, I'm connected by headphones. Give me 2 seconds. It's literally I can reach it if I lean over, but I'm connected by headphones. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure. I haven't done much while she's reaching. I haven't done much yarny stuff because I was gone this weekend. So that's why I want to get it out of the way first.
Okay, so I think what we're gonna do here is I am going to turn my computer around. You're gonna see my terribly messy room. Remember my remember my New Year's resolution of cleaning my office? It has not kicked in yet. I think I'm gonna wait till the Chinese New Year. Um, but I'm gonna shift my whole shenanigans around. I will probably sound far away, but I'm gonna stand up so you can see it. Let's see. Um, wait. Okay. Um. Okay, I think that should be good enough. And then I'm gonna have to take my headphones off so I can't hear you. So you talk to the people.
Talk to the people while I've got food in my mouth. That's rude. Hmm. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty. That you made. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, you were still working on it when we last saw you. So this is our first time seeing finishing it. You'll have to link that pattern. I'll have to fuss at her to link that pattern when she gets back on there. She never links
Ah,
anything. She expects me to do it all because, of course, I'm her mother. So, of course, I have to do all the work. She expects me to do all the work. She doesn't do any of it.
excuse me. What is going on? Am I being talked to right now? Do I need to come in and defend my honor?
No, I was just saying you need to link the pattern for that.
Shoot. I said I was going to do that and then completely forgot.
Hmm.
I planned to go back and go through all of the live streams and I just haven't yet.
Don't do that. There's no use. There's no need. Just
At least the
do
last like
just do
5.
better going forward. How about that? I just link whatever I can remember right when we get off today, and then I forget about it after that. I usually put in the comments, if you have a question about anything else, shoot us a comment and I will give you a link.
See, the thing is, I can't do that because I'm usually running out the door as we're about to leave because I have
I
to take
know.
me to work.
I know.
But I will. I'll probably go back to some of it. I might make a link. I might make a section in the Discord for pattern links and like just
Mhm.
links in general, and then people can go back and search that way. Like the link that I sent that I put in for Ronald about the puzzle and all that stuff, we can just have a section of the Discord for links, and then people can go search through that. But there's that, and then the only other thing that I'm working on is I have this very lovely yarn that I've had for like a month or so.
Ooh, that is so pretty.
Yeah, it's oh, did I throw away the wrapper? Because I tend to do that. Oh, I did. It's but it was just sitting in my bag. Yarn Inspirations Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. I am reversed, but you get
I
the
know
idea.
they have. I have know they have a lot of the different cakes and they name them different things, but I hadn't seen the cinnamon swirl ones.
Yeah. So I've had this for a couple months now, and I finally decided what I want to make out of it. I'm going to the Winterfest at Fey Nectar, and I'm trying to have a bunch of stuff because I'm going to the Winterfest at Fey Nectar. One of my D&D groups is coming; they're going to be there because they don't live too terribly far away. So one of my D&D groups is coming; they're going to be there, and the Carolina chapter of the Guild of the Fae, they are having a meetup there as well. So I want to make sure I have as much stuff as possible because it sounds like there's going to be a good bit of people. So I finally decided what to make out of it. I'm making a scarf because it's been cold, but I'm making. Oh, you can see the design so clearly there.
Mhm.
It looks
Yep.
good.
Very good.
Okay. I was worried that it wasn't going to look good, and I was also worried about like how quickly the color changes, but that looks pretty good, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I've seen that dragonfly in other things before, like shawls and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
baby blankets.
Yeah, I decided to do the scarf because I feel like scarves are easy to like pick up and wear. I know I'm not necessarily a scarf person, but I know that there are more scarf people in this area, so I figured I would make one.
Mhm.
But that's all I got,
Hmm.
and I'm going to be working on the scarf while we are talking.
Well, the only thing I've worked on in the past 7 days was the hat that I was working on last time. It is navy blue, so you won't see much of anything, and I haven't really made much progress. But I'm about 3 inches. I think I was like 1.5 inches in when we talked before,
Mm-hmm.
and now I am
I
three
don't
inches in.
I don't think I had seen it when we talked before. I see. Oh, it was when we talked on Sunday. You on the live stream, you just showed the yarn. So
Oh,
this is your
okay.
first time showing any of the work on the live stream.
So I'm 3 inches in.
Looking good.
Yeah. Although I think now that I'm looking at it and I'm showing it to you, I
Mm-hmm.
think I am working it inside out, which is fine because I can just
You
flip it.
just flip it,
It's
yeah.
just a hat. But I think somehow the way I work things, I end up working them inside out.
I realized
But
that
that's
about my
fine.
I realized that about my crochet because I had when I what was it when I started making the crochet witch hats, because before,
Mhm.
whenever I made hats, I just like whichever way the yarn kind of flipped itself, that's the
Mhm.
way that I would crochet
Mhm.
until the person who wrote the hat pattern was like, make sure you're not doing it inside out. This is what the inside should look like, this is what the outside should look like. And then I could see that like when you are crocheting something in the round, you're supposed to be looking at the outside of it as
Mhm.
opposed to crocheting this way to where
Mhm.
you can like the inside is kind of facing towards you, if
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I had never realized that before. No, I
Well,
realized no
I
patterns had
yeah,
been put out.
I'm knitting. I I guess that's not something I ever pointed out to you, but I always knit so that the needles are nearest to me,
Mm-hmm.
like this. I don't knit to where this part is in front of me,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
because that is
So,
a hassle.
but I think I just said that I think I'm doing it inside out, but I'm remembering the pattern, and I think the way the pattern is worked. I read through the pattern, but I don't fully sometimes I don't fully understand it until I'm actually knitting it.
Yeah, I got
And
you.
I read through the pattern, and I think what I'm doing is I'm working this brim, and then I'm doing a like a turn row, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm working the opposite direction. So I think it's going to flip up is what it's going to do. So this is going to be flipped up to look like this,
Okay,
looks which looks much nicer.
that would make sense because the picture that you showed me before of the bigger hat,
Hmm.
the brim part looked extra extra long, and I'm like that. I hope that they flip that up because I feel like that would look better flipped up.
So that's yeah, and I'm working on the big hat, but I'm like 1 inch away from doing the turn part. So that's all
Mm-hmm.
I've worked on because I know I should be working on those Afghans because my intention was to have them done by March, but I also know
Ooh,
our
hello.
anniversary, I kind of want to get a hat done for your father while it's still cold out.
Yeah.
So, so I'm going to work on that. So that is all that's all the crafty stuff pretty much. She's going to
That's
keep
all.
working on stuff to get her inventory built up
Yep.
for the next few things and for hopefully um your inventory for the summer.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up because I don't have very much inventory like period right now. So I'm finishing up trying to get inventory for Winterfest and then
Mhm.
because that's the big one. And then the other two markets before summer are just normal, like Festival of Heroes markets, which if I don't have a
Mhm.
ton of inventory for those, I'm not going to be super butthurt. So I will be, I think the first thing I want to start working on as soon as I start working on summer inventory is bucket hats and crop tops.
You think bucket hats will still be the thing this summer?
I don't know. I hope they are because they look really easy to make.
Mhm. Well, I think at least here in our part of the South, it always in the past has always been fashions kind of hang on for
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 seasons, even though the big, the magazines may say this is in style or this is in style, but certain things kind of hang around
Mm-hmm.
for a few years. So hopefully the bucket hats will still be it. Um, so that's all the yarny crafty thoughts. So let's back up to our life stuff.
Yeah.
Life stuff. I'll change the banner. Oh, and I'm having a hot flash. I'm such an old lady.
Did I
So
put
you
that?
you got any life stuff to talk about?
Well, I'm looking at the life updates. I,
Uh-huh.
I see the one that you're supposed to be talking about, but there's one with my name. But did I put that in there? I do not remember putting that in there at all. Did you put that
No,
in there?
I put that in
You
there
put okay. I was like,
because I need to know.
am I losing my mind?
I need to know.
Need to know for what?
Well, just in case I buy you something cute. For those who are watching and wondering what the heck are we yammering about, in our notes, I just put a note that says what is Art's size? Just in, just in case things come up. If you don't want to say it out loud, just type it in the Google Keep and we'll just keep it between us. But wanted to remember to ask you while I'm talking to you today so that
Do
I
we
can
need shirt size, pant size, shoe size? Is that what we're looking at?
that's what we're looking at.
Okay, shoe size 9.5, 10. Pant size 22, 24.
Wait a minute,
Shirt size.
can you not type it?
I mean, I could.
You just type it in the Google Keep
I'll
so
just
that I
put it
will
in the key.
remember.
That's ooh, I'm just now remembering like the one little thing that irritates me about Google Keep is you can have the bullet points and then you can go in one bullet point to mark that something's underneath like heading, but you can't go in a secondary time.
Yes, I would like to indent.
Just one more time. Just one more.
And then, for those who don't use Google Keep, I think talking about what she's talking about is like when you make a um oh god, what did they used to call that when we were in school? This is my brain.
Bro, that is so true, Ronald.
Outline. Thank you. Outline. When you're making an outline and you have the heading, like you have Roman numeral 1, and then below that you would have, would it be A?
I think it's
And
Roman
then
numeral one and then capital A and then lowercase Roman
lowercase
numeral one and
1,
then lowercase
lowercase
a.
a. Okay, but those are all like indented further and further to show that this is a title of this, and this is a not subtitle, but a
Subsection.
subsection. Thank you. A subsection of this, and this is a subsection of that. But Google Keep, the app that we adore for keeping our notes these days, it doesn't let you do more than one little subsection, which sometimes you want to add things. So that's frustrating. But yeah, I just need to know that just in case, I see something cute and I want to get it for you, then I have at least a general idea. And yes, Ronald, I know a lot of times sizes depend on the brand, and especially in women's clothes, it depends on, is this dress meant to fit loose? Then if it's meant to fit loose, then I, as a bigger girl, might be able to wear the smaller size just because it was made, in a voluminous fashion. So it may not fit the way the designer meant it to fit, but at least I can get into it and it still looks okay. But then things that are meant to fit skin tight, you have to definitely be on the size, or else you're not going to get into it. If it says 4X, it means 4X, not you can fudge it a little bit.
All right, I put every size I could think of in there. Have fun.
Thank you very much. Okay, anything else you want to talk about on that list?
Yours is the next bullet point. Go. We're going in order.
Are we going in order? Well, then we're talking about my birthday weekend. I went and spent the weekend with my boss slash BFF, because I couldn't get away with just hanging out one night and coming home. If I had my own car, I could, but since I don't, she kidnaps me and makes me stay there for a whole weekend. Which, why are you laughing?
Bro, I wish my boss would be like, actually, we're not gonna work. We're gonna go hang out, movie, museum, dinner, another movie. Like, I wish. What do you mean?
You have people you need to take care of and transport. You have no choice. But so Friday, we what did we do? Oh, we made homemade pizzas on flatbread, which were very,
Yum.
because she she has a bias against frozen foods and things like that. So like if I made a homemade pizza, I would have gotten frozen pre-diced green peppers, frozen pre-diced onions. That would be as close to a homemade pizza as I was getting. She got fresh green peppers that needed to be chopped and all of that jazz. But it was very tasty. So we had the pizzas, and then we sat down on the couch in my loungewear that my husband bought me for my fancy it's not that fancy, but to me it was nice because I don't own any loungewear. The trend started 3 years, no, 4 years ago, and I just got my first bit of loungewear
I still
for,
don't have any loungewear, so
and it's so I've saved it for this event, and we watched the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie,
yeah, you sent me the picture
which
of that.
which I think was a good, I kind of wanted to see it in the theater, But Ronald, loungewear is kind of like PJs, but it is presentable enough that if you had to throw on your sneakers and run down to the Walmart, you could.
Yeah, picture like a tracksuit but made of velour.
Yes, yes, and yes, they make them out of really scrunchy. I'm gonna try to throw up some pictures of the kind of sets that I really like because there's different things that fit the definition, but I like the stuff that's made out of really just like fluffy. Sometimes it looks like it's cable knit, but of course it's not. It's made out of velour.
Ronald's over here saying,
Um,
"Oh Lord, Ron, you know Ronald's not gonna wear loungewear. He's an international man of mystery. Suits always, suit and tie, or it's not right."
well, I know the loungewear is not for became a thing in 20 during the pandemic, especially with people working from home, but they want to get dressed, but they don't want to have to be in their work clothes. They wanted something in between pajamas and work clothes. You know what I mean? So I was trying to see if I had something saved on my Timu because that's the quickest place for me to show you.
Speaking of Timu, while you're bringing this up, has anyone else noticed the absolute what feels like, I know that you hate when people say this, but what feels like gaslighting from Timu? Because when they first came out, everyone said Timu. Everyone says Timu, Timu, Timu. And they had that commercial that would not stop playing on my YouTube. It's like shopping like a billionaire, Timu, Timu, I'm shopping like a billionaire. But now they have redone the commercial. And so now the commercial, it's the exact same tune, commercial, everything. But the two commercials like shopping like a billionaire, Temu, Temu. They say Temu now. It used
That's
to say
weird.
Timu. I feel like they're trying to pull a Mandela effect over my eyes, the wool over my eyes. Except I will not be taken. This is my conspiracy theory. What is going on? Because it used to say Timu. It absolutely did.
Oh Lord. I see I haven't heard any of these commercials of which you speak.
For some reason, nonstop on my YouTube, I would get Timu commercials. But like I said, they used to say Timu, and then I would see people doing Timu reviews, like Timu product reviews or whatever, and some of them would say Temu, but it's not like any of them are like, because Timu obviously is not an American company; they're from somewhere in the Asia region, and so all the reviews are absolutely American people. But sometimes they would say Timu, and then every once in a while there would be a couple people who would say Temu, like they like just heard about this new place but had never like heard someone say it aloud. So that is the way they
Mhm.
interpreted reading the name of it. And so I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, interesting. But it's not like we saw an Asian person who was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this Temu haul. It's from such and such country. And so it's not like someone, you know what I mean? Not like someone who like I know like the
Yeah.
origins of this word or something and saying it. And
Yeah.
so it just feels like they're trying to boggle people. They're trying to bamboozle people. Or maybe it's just a marketing stunt trying to get people to talk about it like I'm doing right now. I like
But
that.
yeah, you see this is even though on the if you look at the ad, they have this labeled as pajamas, but this is comes fully in the loungewear because that is like
Hmm.
a zippered jacket and you got the pants. And so you could technically it's not dressy, of course, but if you had to leave the house right quick,
Hmm.
you could leave the house in that. So if you had to do a conference call for work, you could do that in this and still be comfortable sitting in your house.
Hmm.
So that's and I've been wanting some of those for ages just because they look comfortable and quite as we've discussed recently, people
I
here
also go
go
to the store in PJs.
people here go to the store in PJs too sometimes, but I'm not one of those people.
I don't like going to the store
Um,
in PJs, but if I really need to go to the store, because I would rather walk into the store in my PJs as long as up here looks fine. Like as long as my hair looks fine, I don't look like an absolutely insane person. If I'm wearing my PJs, I would rather go to the store in PJs than go to my house and have to leave my house again.
Hmm.
If I'm already in the car, I'd rather just stop by the store in my PJs. I mean, I feel like I've worn my pajamas to the
Why are you
airport
in your car in your PJs?
because I'm driving.
That screams mother dropping her kids off at school.
What do you think I'm doing on my days off?
You don't have any kids to drop off at school.
No, I'm dropping off these two hooligans at work. And I don't have anywhere to go. So I planned on dropping them off at work and coming back to my house to sit and drink my juice and watch some Criminal Minds. I don't want to put jeans on for that.
True. And I don't put jeans on either. I mean, right now I've got on a pair of the closest thing I've got to loungewear, these sweatpants that your father bought me that never were presentable to leave the house, honestly, because they're too short. Everything I get, every pair of pants I get is too short. But they're comfy enough. They're kind of the velour thing, and they're comfy enough, so I'm wearing them today. And because they match my shirt, I feel relatively presentable. But
Circling back to birthday weekend,
yes,
we
because
got
we're
distracted by loungewear.
distracted by loungewear. But I put on my loungewear and we sat on the couch with our bevies and we watched the Taylor Swift 3 hour thing, which I kind of wanted. I was flip flopping. I wanted to see that in the theater,
Hmm.
but only if I knew for sure that I was going to get that concert experience in the theater. Because going to the theater, we would have had to pay $20 each.
Ugh,
Watching it at home, we paid the $120, or technically 1989, because
that's not
Taylor
the full
has the
price.
power to set prices, and she set it for her birth year.
I didn't even realize that. That did not hit
Yeah.
me.
So because yeah, the theater is 1989 too. So, but we would have paid twice if we went to the theater, which would have been fine for me if we were going to get the theater experience. But your
Hmm.
sister had went to see the Beyonce concert film and said that they were sitting in there like boring, dry old fuddy duddies. Nobody got up and danced or anything like that.
Boo.
So they enjoyed the film, but they wished they had gotten up and danced and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to pay $40 and, you know, n- and then just get the same experience I would have
That you
gotten at
would
home.
at the house. Yeah.
Exactly. Although I do miss, I wish that I had been able to get the souvenir popcorn bucket, but
Bro, I wish that was the only reason that I wanted to go see the D&D movie in theaters and we didn't get to see it, but they had the big D20 popcorn bucket.
popcorn bucket.
I've never gotten a souvenir popcorn bucket before.
Neither have
I don't
I.
even know what I
Because
would do with it.
when I was going to movies, those weren't a thing. So it's only recently that for special movies they've started doing them.
Yeah, I haven't been to the theater in a while actually. I think the last movie that I saw in theaters, ooh, if we don't count seeing
Oh, I'm
Pennywise in the
sorry,
City on the Cruise.
Ronald, but
Oh no.
sorry you can't hang with us. But go handle your business. Thank you for showing up. Look forward to seeing you on your live stream on Sunday.
Goodbye. Tell husband
I
of
heart
Ronald we said
board
hi.
games. Yes, I hope your hubby's doing okay. But I enjoyed the concert film.
That's good.
I kind of want to sit and watch it again because
I
the performances were really good. There were a couple songs that I wish she had done, but she didn't. But still, what she did was really good.
I don't think I've ever seen a concert movie before. I thought about watching the Jonas Brothers one, but like I don't know, it
There's a Jonas Brothers concert film,
I think there is. I'm pretty sure they did one. Now I got it. Now I'm about to
like
Google it.
recently, or was this when they were
No,
young
this
teeny
was like
boppers? Oh,
not
okay.
teeny boppers, but when they were teeny boppers making music and then they stopped making stuff for a while and then they came
Mhm,
back and were making
mhm,
more music as
mhm.
grown men. Um let me see. Jonas Brothers concert movie. Yeah, Jonas Brothers the 3D concert experience in 2009. I thought that was much
Oh,
more recent. Oh no, Happiness Continues, the Jonas Brothers concert film 2020. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. So I wonder if it's because concert films have been around forever, of course, but
Hmm.
I think what Taylor Swift has ushered in, which I hope is the case, is the straight concert. Because I've watched concert films before too, and you get a little bit of behind the scenes and a little bit of documentary, and the Beyonce film is like that.
Hmm.
But I appreciated that the Taylor Swift one was straight concert, like what her concert would be. I'm sure they did some editing, and because there's some extra songs in the lot in the on demand that you can tell they cut songs that they cut from earlier in the concert
Hmm.
and didn't include in the movie version of the concert,
Yeah.
because you can tell by the costumes that, oh, this was from that part of the concert and this was from that part of the concert. There's like either 2 or 3 extra songs that
Hmm.
they add at the extended for people who rent it at home. So I'm sure they do some editing, but for the most part, they make it feel like you went to the concert and you're
And
seeing the concert straight through. None of the back behind the scenes documentary stuff, getting ready, none of that. Which in the past I've enjoyed that too, but I like this idea of just, especially if I'm going to pay $20 for it, I like the idea of really just seeing the full concert that everybody else saw.
it just occurred to me I have seen a concert film. I it was at some point, so some point before I left college, because I was sitting in your house and I bought on Amazon the steam powered giraffe concert film. It didn't even occur to me that it was a
Oh,
concert film because it
you bought
felt,
something niche.
yeah, it didn't even occur to me that it was a concert film because it felt, it was much more like quirky. It didn't feel, and also I think it was a concert film made specifically for the film. Like it
Mhm.
wasn't like, I don't think they had an audience.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but it started off, it was so goofy. I'm gonna go back and see, because once you buy it on Prime, you get to keep it forever, right? I hope I didn't rent it. Maybe I rented it. But it started off with them like as random other people like on a quest to find something, and then they open up a chest and there's a DVD inside of it, and they put in the DVD, and then that starts the concert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like in between it, there's like scenes of them just like goofing off as the robots. Like
Mhm.
yeah. It did not occur to me that that was a concert film, but there was fully a concert in that in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But especially for things, this just felt different, and I felt, even though I'm not a super Taylor Swift fan, I'm enough of a fan that I was able to enjoy this concert,
Hmm.
and I know more of her music than I know one over the Beyonce one,
Are
but
you
also,
time out? Are you having internet issues? You're like breaking up a little bit. Do you have a bunch of tabs open?
you are freezing.
It's not me. It's you.
Let me close the Timu. I don't
No
think I
wonder
have it.
you're
Oh, I
freezing.
think my Discord is open. So maybe that's it. Okay, I'll close my Discord. Everything else is fine. Sorry for those who are watching this after the fact on demand, our little technical issues.
Chloe, cut
Because
that
it's
out.
not getting edited out. It's not getting edited out because
No, Chloe's got it.
we're too lazy for that.
Chloe's got it. Chloe, edit it out, please. I need you to just cut out this whole section.
But I think it's just it's a subtle difference from previous concert films, but it's just the fact that they put this film out while she's still finishing up her tour, so that that people like me can still feel like we got a bit of the tour
Hmm.
experience without having to pay $500
Yeah.
to go see it.
Yeah, I
Because
was about
and
to.
I mean, I understand that she made a good bit of money off of this film, so I'm hoping that this encourages other artists to do something similar, because there's levels. There are people who are rabid fans who are going to go see it multiple times on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people who are like kind of rabid fans, but they can't afford to go see it on
Yeah.
the road, or it's not coming to their area, so they will go to the movie theater. And then there are people who are like me who like her well enough, enjoy the performances, but I'm not paying to go see it on the road, and I am not going to the movie theater. So, or in my case, even if I was willing to go to the movie theater, I wouldn't ask somebody else, since I don't drive, I wouldn't ask somebody else to pay to pony up $20 as well to go see
Mm-hmm.
it with me
Yeah. Unless you
if
knew for sure that
if
they
they're not
wanted
that
to.
much of a fan. Yeah. But cuz your aunt Terry, she kind of knows Taylor Swift. She owns the 1989 album, and that's about the last time she listened to Taylor Swift.
Hmm.
So, there's a bunch of music that has come
What
since
was
then.
what was on the 1989 album so I can place that in time?
Oh God.
I'll
You're
Google it myself. I'm looking it up myself.
No, I just realized I could look it up on the other computer, but I don't remember what's on that.
Looking it up. 1989 studio album songs. Welcome to New York. Blank space. Shake it off.
Why are
Honestly,
you why are you reacting in shock?
because those are so long
Yes,
ago.
they are so long ago.
Honestly, that was about the time that I stopped like actively listening to Taylor Swift as well.
Mhm.
Because I like, not that I dislike Taylor Swift, I just don't seek out her music, and it's
Mhm.
not necessarily played in places where I am anymore. And so like I think after she stopped doing the country albums, I kind of
Mhm.
absorbed Taylor Swift music through osmosis because it was playing in
Mhm.
areas around me. But now I
Yeah.
am no longer in areas where it plays, and so I'm no longer getting the osmosis. So like every once in a while, I might hear a song, but it's not like
See, for me, Taylor Swift keeps getting served to me because I don't know which song it was. There must have been one or two songs that I put on because you know how Spotify is. There must have been one or two songs that I put on a playlist or I hit like
mm-hmm,
from her earlier one, and then they're like, "Oh, so we'll serve you this."
mm.
Oh no, I think I know what it was. It was because for a long time she wasn't on Spotify.
Oh
I think
yeah,
partly because of the whole mess with her, record company and stuff like
yeah,
that. And when she started re-recording, then those started showing up on Spotify. But even before that, the first stuff that came on Spotify was either Folklore or Evermore. Those two albums that she recorded during the pandemic that were
mm-hmm,
all like the covers are all woodsy and she's wearing cardigans and all this other kind of, and there's several songs on those albums that I like. And so Spotify keeps serving me those songs. So then been hearing a lot of her later stuff
mm-hmm,
because of Spotify serving it to me. I'm aware of some of her earlier stuff just cuz like you said it's out there in the ether, but I'm more enamored of her later stuff because I've listened to that stuff on repeat. I
mm-hmm.
mean, I think it was 2022, one of her songs from the Evermore album was like my most played song of the year in Spotify's Wrapped. So,
Goodness. I still have not properly looked at my Spotify Wrapped because I saved it for us to look at on the stream, and then we never got around to doing that. I am
mhm.
still have not opened my Spotify Wrapped from last year.
But so we watched the Taylor Swift. It was very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to have a very relaxing, laid back, not doing anything weekend. But then we ended up going out on Saturday. We went
For some people, that's relaxing and laid back.
not for me, but anyway, I ended up walking 2 miles, which I don't walk.
Look at you getting them steps in.
Seriously. My poor phone buzzed because, whenever it hits my goal for the day, it buzzes. But if you hit it again, it'll buzz again. So,
Ooh.
like, my goal was like 1,000 steps. So I hit my phone buzzed 4 times. Not my phone, my Fitbit.
Yeah.
But so we went to Uptown, which is under this construction. And well, no, before we do that, let me show my birthday stuff
E.
that I got from your Aunt Terry.
While she's pulling that out, if any of y'all are lurking in the chat, you better say something.
Oh,
Say
they're not
something.
going to say anything.
Say
I
something.
was going to set these up. She suggested I set these up and wait for you to notice them. But as you can see, my area is very small. So
Hmm.
you can't even see that thing that I'm pointing to.
No, because it's covered by our lower thirds.
So there's nothing close enough for you to see.
I knew you were there, Ari. I knew it.
So
It's so tiny. Is that Moomin?
that is a Moomin.
It's a Moomin.
It's a Moomin.
Where did
I've
she get
got
Moomin
I've got a
stuff?
bag full of Moomins, but they won't stand up. They're over here and they're laying down. They won't stand up
Ooh, you know what you should do?
because I tried to stand them up, but they're just laying down. They won't stand up.
You should get some like air dry clay. I think they have like Model Magic or something at Walmart, and put down a layer of the clay and then stick them all in the clay where you want them to be. And as the clay dries, it'll dry kind of around their feet and they'll be stood there.
So I've got the Moomins.
Moments.
This is all from your Aunt Terry.
How did she know about the Moomins? Was she watching our live stream? Did she watch our live stream where we were talking about the
She
Moomins?
watched our live stream last week, but also I think I may have mentioned before that to her that I have that book that because she would have already ordered this by the time she saw the live stream last week.
Oh yeah,
But
true.
that book that I gave away,
Mm-hmm.
and now I wish I had it, but it's out of print. But I have Moomin socks,
Moomin
which I
socks.
haven't tried on yet. But I have one, two.
Ooh, I love that.
They say size 5 to size 9, so these might have to go to your feet because I'm a size
I am 9
Moomin.
and a half to 10. Moomin Mama.
I am a 9 to 11. When I buy socks, I buy 9 to 11. I just noticed this bag said 5 to 9.
I mean, you could probably stretch them, honestly.
Well, yeah, I'll try them on, and one more pair. Moomin.
Moomin. I'm wondering where she found all this Moomin stuff because when I was looking for Moomin stuff to put on my Amazon wish list, I could not find any Moomin stuff.
Well, she said that she was looking for one thing, and then the place didn't have that, but they had this Moomin thing, so she picked it up. And then she went to another website, and it was like, well, they didn't have the thing she wanted, but they had this other Moomin thing, and so she just kept buying Moomin things. So she found a site that had the Moomin thing she wanted. So
That's funny.
here, your Aunt Terry.
Oh, you're breaking up on me again.
That can't be true.
This computer does not like streaming.
I have. I have Moomin stickers.
The Moomin stickers.
Moomin stickers.
She went all out for the Moomin stuff.
She did. And a Moomin mug.
I thought about because I saw the Moomin mug. It was either on Amazon or another place, and I thought about trying to get the Moomin mug because they make collectible Moomin mugs, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they make them anymore. I feel like they don't make them anymore, so they're like hard to find, or maybe the original set. was like
Hmm.
a collectible, and they only make a certain number or whatever, something like that.
So we got the Moomin mug. Oh, gotta put all this stuff back in here. And then we have the Moomin calendar.
Moving calendar 2024 calendar. Where'd she get that?
Don't ask me. So, Moomin calendar.
I
So I
want to
gotta find a
look.
place to put this up. I might put it up in the kitchen.
Yeah, if I had a calendar, I would probably put it right here. Actually, I would never be able to look at it right here. It would probably be right here.
So,
I really want
so
to decorate this little, like, you guys can't quite tell, but I'm in just like a little cubby.
alcove.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
a little alcove, and so I really want to, like, because I could put stuff up on the walls over there, but it's like chaos in the rest of the room. But if I put all of my decorations in this cute little nook, like hanging them up on the wall, I don't know.
So we went to um so then we picked up a I got a Cubano from Havana, Carolina.
Oh, what?
Which it's a Havana, Carolina. It's a Cuban restaurant at Terry's house.
Mm-hmm.
And we've eaten there before, and I was in the mood for a Cubano, so we got a Cubano while we were out walking around.
For the people, because
And
I definitely know, but just to make sure that the people know, what is a cubano?
a Cubano is it's a sandwich. It's like a pressed sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
So you would put it like in one of those sandwich panini presses that it's on like French bread, and it's sliced pork and
Okay.
ham and pickles. So sliced pork and ham are two different things. Sliced pork is the other white meat, and then you got ham, regular lunch meat ham. So sliced
Okay.
pork, ham, pickle, and mustard.
You lost me.
And it's in a pressed sandwich. What lost you, the pickle or the mustard?
The mustard.
The
Honestly,
mustard.
actually, the pickle. Pickle on a ham sandwich? Pickle on a ham and pork sandwich? No, thank you. I'm very
Well,
particular about pickles.
I know you are. Oh, Cuban bread. Thank you, Ari. I knew it wasn't just regular white bread, but I wasn't quite sure what kind of bread it was. Thank you, Ari. Gracias. But quit laughing at my bad accent.
I'm not laughing at your bad accent. I'm
You are
laughing because
laughing.
I'm laughing to myself because I was thinking to myself like, huh, it's really interesting that this Cuban sandwich is on French bread, but she knows, so I'm not gonna say anything. I don't know what this
Well,
is.
well, no, not that interesting because the banh mi, which is it a Thai sandwich or is it a Korean sandwich? I can't or Vietnamese sandwich. Ooh, that looks really nice. But banh mi is because the French occupied that country for a certain amount of time. The
Mm-hmm.
banh mi is on French bread.
Oh,
So it would not surprise me if the Cubano was on French bread. I don't know the history between Cuba and France. Maybe maybe the French people came over and spent some time in Cuba too, for all I know.
they do just be taking stuff.
Okay, the Cubanos that I've had, Ari, it was not salami. He's saying that the pork is
Typically salami,
typically
yeah.
salami. The Cubanos I've had, the pork, and admittedly I've only had them a few times. It was like pork tenderloin, the white meat, not
Mm-hmm.
salami. So, and that's the way I like it. I don't know if I would like it with salami. I don't know, I might. But that's the first way I ever had it was with the pork tenderloin and the ham. So that to me is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very good. We also went to Biri Taco. which
Didn't you
yes,
go there before and they
we
like gave you
no,
the
we went to a different place in remember, we went to a different place in Belmont because I wanted to try birria tacos.
you're
And so we
right.
went to that Mexican place in Walmart in Belmont, and that's where we got the grease fest with no flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Terry was like, and Terry, who had birria tacos at this other place near her, said, "This is not how they taste at the place near my house."
Mm-hmm.
And so we went to the place near her house, and that's where I had them, and they were very good. So we went. Apparently, they eat there a lot because it's inexpensive and flavorful. So they go there a lot.
So how did you like it?
Oh, I like it a lot. This was my second time going there because I went there a couple months ago with her, and so we went back there
Mm.
because again they go there a lot and it's inexpensive, and so we were supposed to be having a laid back, not dress up weekend kind of place. So we went. I was trying to show you the pictures, but um,
Your computer does not want to cooperate.
well, no, I thought that I had already uploaded the pictures to Google Photos
Mm-hmm.
because I have my Google Photo thing. Um, it's supposed to be synced up, but apparently it's not. But I'm trying to tell it just sync up. Do I have to select stuff? What?
This sounds like something you need to figure out off stream
Why would I do that?
because we have a timetable that is me leaving at noon.
Do we really?
We do because Wayne has to be at work.
Okay.
I think they have a catering tomorrow, so he's got to be or a catering today. He was telling me yesterday that catering tomorrow, so it's catering today that he has to be ready for with like a bajillion people.
A bajillion people.
11. It was some large number of people that they were not prepared for because his manager doesn't know how to be a manager of a restaurant.
Oh, that sounds sucky.
Mm-hmm. 13.
So anyway, we a $5,000 order. Ooh. So anyway, so we went to those places to eat. We went to I gotta get all this because your Aunt Terry has to be fancy. Look at all this.
So much tissue paper.
All the tissue paper, all the tissue paper, and the fancy bag.
My Little Pony bag, hilarious.
It says, can you see it? It
Oh,
says
best friends.
best friends on it. So then we went to because I still had my $100 Christmas bonus. Which did we discuss this last week? How I never spend my Christmas bonuses, and
No.
in the past, the doctor, it's the one doctor, we work for several doctors, and one doctor gives us Christmas bonuses. So this
Mm-hmm.
doesn't come from my boss. This comes from the doctor that we work for, and they typically give us a $50 like Visa gift card, and
Mm-hmm.
I hold on to those cards, and because I'm like, well, I don't know what I should spend this on. And I hold it on thinking, well, maybe there'll be an emergency and we need the money for something, like to pay the gas bill or something. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
spend them. And then I went out one time with Terry, and my debit card did not work because my
Oh.
expired without me realizing it, and they had not sent me a new card. So I'm in the restaurant about to pay, and I pull my card out and my card's expired. So I just panic and pull the gift card out and hand it to them and pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that I've activated the card, they're taking $1 a month away because I'm not using it.
What is
So
that?
once I realized that last week, I'm like, oh hell no, we got to spend this.
Spend it
So
up.
we got because they've already taken $4 away. So I know we got to spend this or else the money will be gone because it's not a whole lot of money on the card for them to be taking $1 a month.
I know
Because I
visas
mean,
work like that.
I held on to that card for like 2 years. but since it wasn't activated, they didn't take any money off of it. As soon as I spent a few dollars off of it, it's like, oh, she's got the card, and then they start taking money if we're not using it. So I'm like, ugh. So anyway, that got me in the mindset of I'm going to spend my bonuses now rather than let them sit. So I spent that bonus to get the battery for this laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year the doctor sent us $100 instead of 50, but she sent it in cash in the mail. Who puts cash in an envelope in the mail?
Does she not know about
That
thievery?
Yes. But anyway, so and that's what my boss said. My boss said, I don't know why they sent cash in the mail, but she sent me a photo of the cash and the Christmas card that they sent with it. And then she said, I'm gonna put this in the bank and send you a check. Because my boss used because she sent all the bonuses to my boss for my boss to distribute like she does every year.
She's smart enough to be a doctor, but then sends
Well, no,
cash.
this was the doctor's wife. I don't know if the doctor said send cash or if the doctor's wife said just sent cash. I don't know what the situation was, but cash was sent. But
This is for future reference for anybody listening out in the future. If you
maybe,
happen to
I
get
mean,
this
maybe
book,
they thought it would be nice to just have a crisp $100 bill because that used to be a thing back in the olden days. Ooh, here, a nice crisp $100 bill.
oh, so she's just an old is
Just
the
the
issue.
fact that just the fact that it was a crisp $100 bill was like a gift in itself that we weren't just handing you a sweaty, rumpled up, you know, pile
Hmm.
of money. You know what I mean?
So she's
Does that
just an
make
old.
sense?
Yes, I understand.
But so I'm just in the mindset of I got to spend my bonus. So even though I've got it on my cash card, I'm like, I'm not going to let it sit here. I'm going to go ahead and spend it. So we went, hit their ding and dent. Oh, I forgot to
Here's
show you the other thing that she gave me just because
uh
I've been wearing mucklucks around because your father bought me some mucklucks. Mucklucks are like slipper socks.
thank you.
He bought me some mucklucks and I forgot that I had them. He bought them several years ago. I forgot I had them and I pulled them out of my drawer because my feet were cold. And so I've been wearing them around the house the last few days. I go over to Terry's house and she says, oh, my mother-in-law bought these for me, but I don't wear them because my feet get hot. She had two brand new pairs of mucklucks. There's
Mm.
only one pair in here because I've already worn them. Because as soon as she handed them to me, I took them out of
Straight
the
on your
pack
feet.
and put them on my feet. But mucklucks, I love mucklucks. If you ever see these on sale, they are very comfortable and they've got the fleece on the inside so that if you've got cold feet, and they
Hmm.
have the rubbery stuff on the
Yeah,
bottom so that you don't slip on the floor.
I am not gonna lie. My first thought is, can I make those? Can I sell those?
And you probably could. These are made from recycled plastic bottles.
Okay, I can't recycle plastic bottles to make them. I can use
True, but
acrylic yarn.
you could buy recycled plastic yarn.
They have recycled cotton at Joann's at Aunt Joann's.
Hmm. But so I went to the game store. I
Hmm.
bought Lost Cities, the board game. I had
What is
forgotten there was a board game version.
what is that?
Have you played the card game version on on Board Game Arena?
I don't think so.
There is a two-player version. I think the two-player version is better.
Time
I
out.
think. I'm
Time
not
out.
100%.
You are still breaking up on me. I don't know why. It's like
And you are
periodically.
frozen.
Except I'm definitely not. Ari, I'm gonna need you to chime in the chat. Who keeps breaking up and freezing and who is not? Chloe, if you're there, I need you to chime in the chat too. And Bucket, just tap your nose on the keys. You got it.
But so I closed every window that I've got that was open. So,
Okay. So you were saying, yeah,
and
Ari says
Ari
you're
says it's
freezing.
me.
Yeah, I was
Whatever.
like, we got witnesses now. You can't just say it's my
Whatever.
technology issues. I have a nice brand new supercomputer and we pay for the good internet. So it can't be me. It simply
Whatever.
cannot.
Whatever.
So you were saying there is a two-player card game version.
Yeah, and I think the car. I'm not sure. This one plays 2 to 4. In the game version, you're supposed to be an explorer, and you're trying to explore these different tunnels, and you're trying to get into the tunnel before, like, claim ownership of the tunnel. And the way you claim ownership of the different tunnels is by playing cards in
Mm-hmm.
order from 2 to 10. And if you play more cards but like the first few cards that you play are like at a deficit. So you pretty much have to get at least 5 cards to get points for that cave. I'll play
Mm.
it with you one day on Board Game
Yeah, because
Arena.
I would need to. I
So,
cannot process you just explaining a game.
because basically it's like it when you play it on Board Game Arena, you just have this strip in the middle that has the different caves. And like if you're and they're different colors. And if you're going for, say, the blue,
Hmm.
because you know that you have 2, 3, 4 in your hand of the blue, then you might want to go for that as opposed to another color where you only have like one number or two numbers, because you you have to get deep into you have to get a lot of numbers, at least 5 numbers, to get points for that cave.
Okay.
So this is the same concept, except you have the board which shows like the actual caves and stuff, and the little
Cute.
steps to go along, instead of just a little
With the
strip
cards laid out.
like with the cards laid out. So I'm hoping that this will be fun. This was $10 on the Ding and Dent.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Okay. Well, no, on the used consignment, they had Ding and Dent and they had used consignment, but they were all together. So this was a used game. So I got this for
Hmm.
$10. And this is a new game that was on the Ding and Dent. This
Another
is
Ticket to Ride,
Ticket
San
to Ride San
Fran.
Francisco. And it was on sale because right there, can you see that right there?
Oh yeah, I see it. The box
Because
got beat
the
up,
box got dinged. But that's the only ding on the whole box.
and it's still
That's
plastic wrapped.
And it's still plastic wrapped, and this is the only thing.
That is outrageous.
So, but board gamers
Yeah, I see that.
get cranky about their games. So I got that, and it came with special cable cars as a promo. So I got those free to go with the
Cute.
game. And last but not least, I didn't get this off the Ding and Dent, but we had been looking for this, so I bought it.
Timeline
The
twist.
Pop Culture. Remember,
Ooh,
we've been talking about
yeah.
wanting the pop culture, and every time I go
Hmm.
on Amazon, they did not have. They said, "Oh, it's not available for sale yet. It's coming out soon. It's coming out soon." And I
Hmm.
walked in the store, and it was in the store. So I'm like,
Oh,
"Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up."
yeah.
So we'll see this on vacation.
Absolutely. I'm still trying to get Give Me the Brain. I'm keeping an eye on it to see if it goes on sale.
I thought we still had "Give Me the Brain" somewhere in this house.
If you can find it, then I won't buy it. But I have not seen that game in. Am I old enough to say decades? I feel like I am.
Yes, you are old enough to say decades, because you were probably about 10 or 12 when we bought it. So
And we had it for years, but I feel like.
I don't feel I feel like we bought it, and I feel like I only have like one good memory of us playing that at the table. And I
Mhm.
remember your father not particularly liking the game.
Well, I have a few memories of playing it with the Sibs, but then I don't remember seeing it. I don't like since I went to college maybe. Like it's been
Hmm.
gone for a minute.
Yeah, because that was one of those games that we kind of packed up, and
Mhm.
when we didn't have like the Johnsons across the street and stuff to play with us, we we just didn't play those kind of games anymore.
Yeah.
So So that's all the stuff that I did this weekend, and we played Azul because your aunt Terry bought because we played at that board game cafe
Yeah.
and she liked it, and I was telling her, well, Amazon has the mini version on sale for about $20, and she
Hmm.
went and because the regular size version is about $40, and that looks so nice,
I'm
and
glad that you
she
can see them.
she went and she told me shortly after, oh, well, I went and bought Azul. And I was like, oh, okay. So
Hmm.
I thought she bought the mini. Somehow she found the full size on sale for $20. And so she bought it.
Nice.
So we played the full size and then we played my mini version that Isaac got me for Christmas
Hmm.
so we could compare. And I like playing with the full size tiles because it
Hmm.
feels weird playing the little
Yeah.
mini tiles. But what I like about the mini version is that um it has like a tray on top of the boards and the little mini tiles have little indentions on them
Oh, so you can stick them in the tray and they don't go
so
sliding everywhere.
so they don't slide everywhere.
Hmm.
And the score because when you play Azul in person as opposed to on Board Game Arena, there is a score thing across a score track
Oop.
game. You use a little black block to move across the score track, but it's not locked in or anything, so somebody could easily
Bump it.
knock it out,
Yeah.
bump it or whatever, and then you not remember what your score was. Whereas the mini version, you have a track with a little slider
Hmm.
across the thing. So and you slide it and it goes there's like a you feel it, it goes tick, tick,
Yeah,
tick. So
yeah,
there's
it
a little
catches.
yeah, it catches. So you're not gonna accidentally n-
Yeah.
slide your score to the wrong place or whatever because it catches every time you slide the score.
Hmm.
So I like that about
The mini version.
the mini version. I
Hmm.
just it feels a little awkward doing the little teeny tiny
Yeah, I can imagine. The tiny
little
little
teeny
tiles.
the tiny little tiles. But yeah, so we played that twice. So we're probably going to try to get together more often to play games because she likes to play games. Oh, and
Hmm.
we played Phase 10 with her family,
Not
which
daddy's favorite game.
I know your father's favorite game we played, and it was about like playing on vacation because playing with Aunt Terry's mother, bless her heart, is kind of like playing with Aunt Connie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like they kind of understand the game, but then they kind of forget where they are, and
Hmm.
but it's a game that everybody can play. So we played that,
Hmm.
and but she wants to try to play more detailed games or whatever, but she has to we usually don't play anything too detailed because we have to consider what the other people that she would most
Yeah.
likely want to play with would be able
Would
to
want to.
play.
Yeah.
Just kind of like when we're on vacation, we have to consider the whole group. And even though you and I might want to play something more detailed, or Wayne may want to play, some sort of war game, something or other,
Okay.
but well, he likes to play the really heavy strategy type things, but you're not going to be able to get the rest of our group to play that kind of
Hmm.
stuff, you know. So we have to pick stuff that's good for everybody all around.
Yeah.
So that's my life update. I left the house. I acted like a human. I'm back home and I'm very tired.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you had a good birthday weekend.
So you have any life that you want to talk about? We still got about 20 minutes, 20 30 minutes.
Last Saturday, Gilbert and I went to an escape room.
Fancy.
Yeah, it was both of our first times going to an in-person escape room. Because we played, I feel like I've mentioned this on here before, but he and I played Escape Academy we sat down
So
and
you did play that game, okay? Because
yeah, Escape Academy.
I got it free on Epic a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't remember if you had already played it or not.
Yeah, it was free on Game Pass, and he and I, honestly, if we had been able to start early enough, would have played through it in one day. But we played through it in 2 days. Like we knocked it out, and we that is generally what the two of us play anyway. Is we play cooperative puzzle games because we
Mhm.
like puzzling things out together.
Mhm.
Um, and so we decided we wanted to try
Y'all should play Sky Team on BGA.
Sky Team. Which one's that?
It's a two-player. Um, are we are we keeping this on Life Update or should we switch it to games
Oh.
since we're talking about games? Okay, so we Sky Team is a two-player game. It's a cooperative game where you're trying to land a plane, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure all the things are like you have to get the obstacles off the runway. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that the plane is level. You have to make sure the vents are where they're supposed to be or whatever. And you have to do this all like you one of you is the pilot, one of you is the co-pilot, and you each have dice that you have to put in certain places
Mm-hmm.
to um make sure that the plane is level and the obstacles are gone and all that other kind of stuff. But you can't tell each other that, oh, I'm going to put my 4 here, so you need to put your 4 so that the plane is level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just put something down and hope that they have a die that they can put down that's going to keep the plane from tilting.
Okay.
But so you can't tell each other what to put down. And it goes in steps.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you would like that.
I'll look it up later and see if he wants to play.
Space adventure. What the heck is space adventure, Ari? I
Yeah,
don't know.
you in the comments explain what Space Adventure is, or in the chat explain what Space Adventure is.
We do not know what space adventure is. Board game, video game, we know not.
But we went to an escape room. So we had planned like a month ago. We're like, oh, we should do an escape room, and then or it was actually like 2 months ago. We were like, oh, we should. Which which one
It's
is?
on Xbox.
And said that we played it. And now I'm trying to think. I need you to give some more clues to explain what this is, so I can remember which game this is. Oh, are you talking about the one where the friggin' you're running a ship and there are these passengers and you have to keep the passengers happy, but you also have to avoid the asteroids? And is that the one that you're talking about? And you have to like and make sure they don't get sick and throw up, and if they do, you got to clean it up. And is that the one you're talking about? And there's the like radar. Okay, that one is oh my goodness. And now I can't what is the name of that game? It's it's got some name that makes it sound like a sci-fi movie. Sorry, hang on. I am pulling up because I have my Xbox app on my phone, and that'll tell me what games I have on my Xbox. Okay, sure. Notifications. I'll find my friends later. Get out of here, Xbox. Oh my goodness, the amount of pop-ups that come up here. Oh, have you found it? Oh no, you're pulling up that one. I feel like maybe just that like white and blue theme is very common on on a lot of the board game arena games. Because I was like, I feel like I played that before, but I think it's just the let's see. Journey, not
No,
whoa.
I don't think you've played Sky Team before because they just added Spy Team. Oh, I think I know the one that Ari is talking about.
Before
I
that,
think
Ari.
does it have like a night
Oh, go ahead.
does it have like a 1960s that space adventure one? Does it have like a 1960s style art style in the openings?
I sort of. Let me. Okay, it's really not. Let me see what games are on. Let me look up. Can I look at Game Pass? Bruh. Because I know. It's because I deleted the app. It's gonna make me reinstall the app. What is the name of that game? We're just gonna spend the rest of this time looking at trying to figure out what that game is. But it's super fun. It's basically like Overcooked in space where you have passengers, so you're a transport vehicle and you have
I know
um
what game you're talking about now because I tried to play it and I did
uh
not like it.
we liked it, but then
Because in the
Ari and I
very
like Overcooked.
well, I also like Overcooked. You act like I don't like Overcooked. The thing with
I
that game was the very beginning of the game, you have to navigate to the right area. You have to navigate your ship to the right area
mhm,
and using some sort of radar or something. And that
yes.
immediately turned me off because I couldn't figure out how to do that.
Yeah, that game is
That
absolutely more fun if you are playing with more people. Because what we did, it was me, Ari, and Tyler. And what we did was, I
mhm.
think we set Tyler on navigation. We set either Ari or Tyler on navigation. So one of them was on navigation. I was handling like making the customers happy, and then the other one was handling like a third thing, like making sure the machines and everything were working or whatever. So that one is absolutely more fun playing with other people because you could just set somebody else doing the thing you don't like doing.
Because I had the worst time trying to navigate the ship. And I like the art style. And
Yeah.
once I got it took me forever to navigate the ship. And then by the time I got to the part where I'm inside the ship and having to meet the customer's needs, I was so frustrated from having to try to navigate the ship that I just was not enjoying the game.
I could see
But
that.
I was playing it by myself too. It wasn't I was playing a demo by myself. It wasn't like I was playing with people.
Yeah, I can see that. I think you would definitely have more fun if you played with people. But anyway, I will find the name of that game and maybe I'll put it in the description. Maybe you need to join our Discord so you can see where I put links. Um, but anyway, we did an escape room. We had planned like 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, that we wanted to do an escape room. But then, the world decided, the universe decided to take all of my money. So I had no money for like 2 months. Um,
Mhm.
but we finally have gotten to a point where we're sort of starting to equal out, and
Mhm.
we were able to get together the $30 to go to do the escape room. First of all, we went and looked at escape rooms. When we first looked at escape rooms, we were first like kind of googling escape rooms in our area, and we found one. We're like, oh, it's like $30. That's super cool. And so then we went to look it up again later when we were ready to do the escape room. Thank you, Ari. Space Lines from the Far Out. I knew it sounded like
Yep.
a sci-fi movie. Thank you. Because I was searching for a moment and it just fully did not. Also, Journey to the Savage Planet Employee of the Month edition. What is that, Ari? We need to finish playing Journey to the Savage Planet. We never finished playing that game. It just popped up when I was looking through Xbox stuff. But so we looked up, apparently the like baseline price for escape rooms is like $50 a person.
Oh.
Right? Which I did not realize. I thought they all were going to be like $30 a person because you're paying $50 just for an hour of fiddling with things and things could go wrong.
Mhm.
So anyway, but there was one, and we do need to continue. Sorry. As soon as sidebar for Ari, this is just for me and Ari. As soon as we get paid this week, then I will be able to replace my Xbox controller, and then we'll be able to play Stardew. I just don't feel like downloading Stardew on Wayne's Xbox. So as soon as I can replace my Xbox controller, we can keep playing Stardew because I can play it on my Xbox. Sidebar over. So we went.
Sidebar, you should ask Chloe if she has extra Xbox controllers that she took from us when she took all those controllers from here last time. She might be able to give you one.
But if she has one, it's probably a corded one. I want the Bluetooth one because the one that I lost was a Bluetooth one, and so I could play on my Xbox or I could play on my computer if I'm sitting in another room, or I could play on my phone if I'm away from the house because I can connect it with Bluetooth, and I want to replace it with that. Anyway, but we did find the one that we were looking at originally, which was actually about $25 a person. So it wasn't that bad. But we then were like, are we going to a shitty cheap escape room? Since
Uh-huh.
this one is $25, because literally most of them were like $50 a person, and then there was one that was like $75 to $80 a person, and I was like, oh yeah, A Escape is the one we went to, Ari. Yeah, A Escape is the one we went to. But that's what we were afraid of because we were like, it's cheap. Is it cheap for a reason? So we went in and it was surprisingly run by two like old ladies, which I was not expecting. Because like I feel like when I think of escape room, I expect it to be run by like young engineer guys who think that they're smarter than everybody for some reason, but they were just
Uh,
two really nice old ladies. Um, so we went in, and the one lady, like, while they were resetting the room, because I think we were coming in like right after somebody. So while they were resetting the room, the one lady was like, "This is a directional lock. This is how you use it. This is a key lock. This is where you're gonna put the key, and you just gotta keep turning it until it clicks. If it doesn't click, you're not gonna. It's not gonna work. This is a letter lock. This is where you line up the letters. This is a number lock. This is where you line up the numbers. These are the tiny locks. If you see these on something, that means it's not part of the game. Don't touch it. This is the black and white striped tape. If you see this on something, that means it's not part of the game. Don't touch it." Um, so we went in, and it's an hour. We went in and we did it's like Uncle something's oddity shack or something. It's like the story behind the thing is your like uncle or great uncle was a like cryptid alien monster hunter or whatever, and he collected all these oddities in his shack, and then he like disappeared somewhere on an adventure, and this guy is trying to take over the shack and turn it into a car wash. So you have to like solve the puzzle of the shack to find the deed so that he can't turn it into a car wash.
oh
Um,
Lord.
Yes. So we went in. We had a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. There were a couple things that were a little frustrating because when we got in, we found, and we realized this a little bit later into the game, but there were a couple things that were not, there were a couple things that were not reset properly,
Mm-hmm.
and so we like had access to things that we should have had to solve a puzzle to get access to.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that later on we were solving puzzles that we didn't need to solve because we had
Uh-huh.
already had access to the
That's
thing,
just
if
the
that makes sense.
thing.
So we were like kind of wasting time, but we were able to solve the entire escape room. We were able to solve the entire escape room. One of the funniest things is in the room there's a TV with a DVD player. When was the last time you put a DVD into a DVD player? There was a TV with a DVD player, and so she puts in the DVD to that like explains the story to us, and then she takes
Uh-huh.
that DVD, goes out, locks us into the room. And then so as we're going through stuff, we find other DVDs that are like part of the thing that you need to put in, because like one of them is you should come back and we should do another escape room, right? But one of the DVDs we put in was like he's doing a magic trick, and the like answer to the magic trick helps you solve one of the puzzles or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the DVDs was literally just Goodwill Hunting. And we put it in and we were like, oh, at some point something's gonna come up, at some point, blah blah blah. It was literally just a bootleg DVD of Goodwill Hunting. And it was playing for a hot minute while we were going through solving things. And I was like, I'm gonna turn off Goodwill Hunting. If at some point you want to turn it back on to see if there's something in there for us to do, you feel free to do that. I am turning off Goodwill Hunting because it was just so much more like extra noise in the room
Uh-huh.
because they had like a soundtrack playing into the room, like a spooky, like vibey. Honestly, half of the time the soundtrack was just the soundtrack to oh, what is that cartoon? Ari, you know the cartoon.
But Scooby-Doo?
No, it wasn't Scooby Doo. It was it's a newer cartoon, but it's oh my goodness. Something Pines, what am I thinking of? Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Um from Gravity Falls. God,
Gravity Falls. That's what I was thinking of.
I couldn't think of the name. But like half of the time it was just the Gravity Falls theme music playing because that was the vibe they were trying to do. And so half the time it was just like the Gravity Falls theme music playing. But imagine Gravity Falls theme music playing. At some point we activated something that was just this like creature kind of shaking in the corner, and we couldn't really turn that off. Like it had a period where it would do its little thing, and it was one of the clues, like it had a clue on it, but like, so there's the music coming in, and then that thing like vibrating and shaking in the corner, and then loud ass freaking Goodwill Hunting, and I was like, I am turning off Goodwill Hunting. It was just Goodwill Hunting. Which was hilarious. But we solved, so the minimum number of people you can go in with is 2. And that is what we did. We went in with 2 people, and literally we were solving things, going through solving things, and we went in and put in the code to unlock the door. As I opened the door, the lady was coming up to knock on the door to tell us we'd run out of time. Like, we finished it exactly in time with 0 seconds left.
0 seconds left.
We had
Well,
finished
that
it
sounds
right in time.
fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. That one was if I remember correctly on the website, that was the one that had the highest success rate, like highest rate of people solving it, which we wanted to do for our first escape room, because since we had never done an in-person escape room. So we're going to try to do it once a month. That way, since they are one, because this escape room place I think only has 4 rooms, so we're going to go through the 4 cheap rooms pretty quickly, and then we'll have to move to one of the more expensive places. So we're going to try to do it once a month. So we'll have the money to be able to do it, but we're going to try to do one of the harder ones next time.
Cool.
Oh, 3 rooms. I thought it was 4. I'm thinking one of the other ones. It has 3 rooms.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you got to have that experience, because like doing things like Escape Academy and stuff, they're fun, but I'm sure it does not compare to being in one of the physical rooms.
Yeah, it was literally like us running past each other back and forth in the room. One of us like leaned down on the ground looking at a code on a wall while the other one's like writing. They gave us a dry erase board, but the dry erase board was bolted to the wall. So we couldn't like carry it around with us. And I'm like, next time I come in here, I'm bringing friggin' a pencil and paper, so I don't have to stay attached to this wall. Because that was the thing that drove me crazy, was like, because there was one thing that was like a screen, and it would say something, and then it would show some pictures, and then it would say another thing. So I would stare at the screen, and I'd have to run across the room to write down what it said, and then I'd go back and look at the thing, and I'd run across the room to write down what it said. It was, I want a piece of paper. I want a piece of paper with me. Oh, the other rooms are 2 partners? Oh, I need to look into that, because I know a couple people that said they might want to go with us. So we need to look into that to see if we're bringing people with us.
So you enjoyed your escape room. So we've got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
How my manager unclosed the store yesterday.
I was
so irritated. I went into work yesterday, and it was cold as anything. And then while we were at the store, it started snowing. And we were hearing from other people that like roads had started to ice over and stuff. And then we had 2 managers and 2 like regular employees in the store. And one of the managers came up and was like, such and such county schools just closed, and our county schools are about to close. So I'm going to need to go pick up my kids. We need to see about like closing the store or whatever. Because the other manager, her dog had an allergic reaction this morning, and she wanted to go and make sure she could give him some Benadryl and make sure that his like, because his face was swelling up, and she wanted to make sure that the swelling wasn't like constricting his airways to make sure that he could breathe. So she texts our store manager and is like, it's snowing, the schools are closing, and we're hearing stuff about the roads icing over. Are we able to close early? And so I have to leave at noon to go take the hooligans to work. And I usually, because they work in like opposite directions, it takes me about 2 hours to take them to work and get back. So I would leave at noon, get back at 2. If I had to take both of them, if I only take one of them, it's shorter. But so she texts the manager, and then the manager texts the corporate and the corporate manager, and they get permission. And so they say that we're going to close at 2. So essentially, when I leave at noon, I don't have to come back. And then we text Thomas, the other person who's supposed to come in for the evening shift, and tell him, oh, we're closing early because of the snow. And he's like, okay, sweet. And then even before I get out the door, our store manager, the one who's like has to pick up his kids from school, he is gone. He like damn near evaporated on the spot. Like, he's gone. And I leave at about 12:05. And so I'm like, okay. So I leave, go pick them up, and then there's some other errands we have to run. Like we stop by our old house to try to find our W-2s so we can start doing our taxes and stuff, go to the post office,
You still
all that stuff.
haven't pulled all your stuff out of the old house?
No, I just stopped by the mailbox. I didn't go into the old
Oh,
house. No, I'm not going back into that old house dealing with that lady. But we stopped by the mailbox to see if any of our W-2s had gone to the wrong place. And then, ooh, that reminds me, I need to go to the post office website so all my stuff gets forwarded.
yep.
But we stopped by there just in case some of the W-2s got sent early. And
And
we stopped by the post
change your
office.
address on your insurance.
That too. And we stopped by the post office and stuff. And then I go to drop Pierce off. And as I'm dropping Pierce off, I get a text message from my manager that says, they changed their mind. We're not closing. Are you able to come back? And I'm like,
Who's going to Party City in the snow?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who needs to? So I'm like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'll just be a little bit later because I wasn't planning on coming back. So I go back in, and it turns out the corporate manager unclosed the store because what happened was we closed the store because it was snowing, and then as we were doing all of our like closing stuff, trying to get ready to get out of here, it stopped snowing. And
Mm-hmm.
so the second it stops snowing, she has to make a trip from wherever she is. I think it's like in the Tennessee direction, but she has to make a trip from wherever she is over to the Charlotte store. And so she passes through Asheville going to the Charlotte store. And it's like, I'm not trying to say your employees are lying or anything, but where is all this snow? You guys don't need to be closing. And uncloses the store. And so we all have to come back. Except for the one manager who went to go pick up his kids. Actually, I'm gonna stop because I don't know who's watching these live streams, and I don't want to start talking about a bunch of manager drama and stuff in the live stream. But long story short is some of us come back, some of us do not. And we had to keep the store open full time. And it started snowing again after I got back to work.
Well, at least you got home safely because you're here talking to us now. So
Yeah, but it was trash, and it's cold, and I hate it. And people here in Asheville don't know how to friggin' drive. They don't know how to drive when the ground is dry and the sky is sunny.
you
I
would
don't want to
think they
be
would
near
know.
these people.
Y'all have snow every year. It's not like down here in the valley where we don't have snow.
It's not that they don't know how to drive in the snow. They don't know how to drive, period. And I don't want to be around all these people who don't know how to drive with ice on the ground.
Ma'am, you've barely had your license yourself. You can't be talking about people.
I can, because do you know what I know how to use? Turn signals. Do you know what I know not to do? Cut people off. Do you know what I know not to do? Drive through a red light or make a U-turn at a red light. You know what I know not to do? Freaking cut in the middle of traffic because that's how the accident happened that was like right behind me when I was going to take Wayne to work. Was this person just near him decided they really needed to make that turn right now before the light turned red, and that's how the accident happened.
Oh, Lord.
People don't know how to drive, and we're about to be here with a bunch of people who don't know how to drive with ice on the ground. Literally yesterday alone, it just started snowing yesterday. Yesterday alone, I passed like 2 ambulances.
Oh, no.
2 ambulances, and I think I saw a fire truck on the side of the road. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos.
Oh, no. So, did you get a chance to look at, not watch Doctor Who?
Don't call me out like that.
Sorry.
I've been too busy watching Criminal Minds. I'm getting through Criminal Minds. I will finish Criminal Minds, and then I will start another show. Whether or not that's Doctor Who, I want it to be Doctor Who. I don't know that I have it in my heart, because some of those Doctor Who episodes are really sad and are really just like heart-wrenching and stressful, and I don't know if I have the energy for that. And you would think that the Criminal Minds episodes are also sad and heart-wrenching, but those people are there's like a recipe for, we have 1 or 2 people at the beginning. Those people are going to die. They're not people. They're just there to show you that there's a killer. And then there's another person who gets found by the killer and they're going to get saved by the BAU. And then there's the BAU drama, which is usually not too bad. And there's just the recipe of, we need to profile this person. They give the profile to the police, even though the police are never going to find them because it's always the BAU. The police literally never find anyone. So let's give the profile to the police, even though they're never going to find anyone in their lives because they don't know what they're doing. And then, oh no, it turns out our profile was wrong. It was a woman, or it was they actually had something in their past that happened. Let's change our profile. Now that we've changed the profile, we can find them. And then let's go catch this person at the last second right before they kill this person, and then everything's nice. Let's go have some beers. Like it's a recipe.
Yeah, it is a recipe, but it's also, I don't understand how you watch that. If we're comparing Criminal Minds to Doctor Who, yes, they make you like a person, and then their recipe is they make you like a incidental character who was just introduced at the beginning of the episode. They make you like them, and then at the end of the episode, they're good and die, and so you feel sad because you got to like this person.
And it hurts my
but
feelings.
but it doesn't give me nightmares like Criminal Minds, where somebody has decided they needed to wear another person's skin so that they could feel what they feel or whatever craziness.
Criminal Minds has not been giving me nightmares. I also stop watching Criminal Minds right before I go to bed. I will watch it throughout the day, and then right before I go to bed, I watch like goofy YouTube videos, or whatever. So that might be helping. What helps me not have nightmares. I did have a dream though that I was like on a case, but the case was at Party City, and we were like
Oh
trying to find
Lord.
someone who stole some like balloons or something. I don't know. It was crazy, but it wasn't like too bad.
But see, with Criminal Minds, I think I don't know what. Oh, I know what I was going to say. We talked last week about how, or maybe I was talking to somebody else about how um, I watch these procedurals not necessarily for the case that's going on, because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times I don't understand the case. I watch it for the interactions between the people,
Yeah.
and I like the interactions between the people on Criminal Minds, but then the cases in the instance of that show, the cases make themselves known. Usually I can kind of ignore the case and just enjoy the people on
Mm-hmm.
Criminal Minds, but I mean on other procedurals, but on Criminal Minds I can't ignore the
It is
case
very
because
much at the forefront.
yes, the case is very well, this battery has done pretty good. I just got an energy saver notice
Oh, nice.
saying I should probably do something to save energy. So I guess I should plug it in. I purposely not plugged the battery in because the thing said if you want the battery to last, you need to like
Not
run
leave it
it
plugged up all the
down three
time.
times. Yeah. So I've been trying, but see, my habit is to always ouch, ouch, ouch.
But yeah,
My habit is
I see what you mean.
to
The cases do themselves very present. Ooh, are you electrocuting
I was
yourself over
trying
there?
to do that, but I forgot that I had cut my thumbnail off myself. You're
Oh, are we
breaking up.
glitching? Are we here? Are we not? Are we here? Are we not? Are we still breaking up? Can you hear me? Is my mother there?
Now you're glitching. You're frozen.
You're.
There you
I am
are.
not frozen. There we go.
There you are. No, I forgot that I had cut my thumbnail off and I was trying to use my thumb to push the thing in and it
Ooh,
hurt.
yeah, that sounds painful.
It hurt. But yeah, I ran my battery down so that it would do the things that batteries are supposed to do. It is
Hmm.
32 degrees here.
It is something degrees here, but yeah. Long story short, it's 20 degrees here. Long story short, it's easy for me to casually watch Criminal Minds. It is not as easy for me to casually watch Doctor Who, because watching Criminal Minds, if like things happen, it doesn't like I don't know. I feel like watching Doctor Who, because they do make you get attached to the characters, and then they could just like off the character at the last second, or like blah blah, blah, or like you really think someone's gonna make it and then they don't, which doesn't happen super often in Criminal Minds. It I feel like it affects my mood, is what I'm trying to say. It affects my emotional state. Like I get
Yeah.
actually very upset. Whereas watching Criminal Minds, if something happens, it's like, oh man, that sucks. But like even to the like main cast, if something happens to the main cast, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. And then I turn off the episode and I'm busy doing something else. Like it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't have the same emotional pull that Doctor Who has, and I am not always prepared for my emotions to be pulled.
I feel like though with the last I get it, but I feel like with the last few doctors, my emotions haven't been pulled, as you would say. Like on the David Tennant episodes, yeah, I would, I would tear up a bit. There's several episodes, and even on the Christopher Eccleston, there was one or two episodes that made me cry a little bit. But I don't think with any, not since the very first episode with the female doctor, the Rosa Parks episode with the female doctor. I think that's the only episode with the female doctor that made me cry.
Okay.
I don't think I've cried on a Doctor Who since the Rosa Parks episode.
Okay, I'll
Even
try
though
to
there's been
watch
other
them.
things that have happened, I just I don't know if that has to do with the writing because there's different writers because Russell Davies was the writer for most of like the Christopher Eccleston and
Mhm.
the David Tennant, and those are the episodes that really got me in the feels. Um, there weren't as many there was some with Matt Smith that got me in the feels.
Mhm.
The Peter Capaldi not so much, and there's like the female doctor I don't see, and I watched the specials with David Tennant coming back, and even though I like David Tennant and I like Catherine what's her face,
Catherine Tate.
I nothing about those episodes. Thank you, Catherine Tate. None of those episodes really gave me the feels either. Although
Okay.
I could see what they were trying to do, I
Mhm.
just didn't. It didn't. They didn't really. They were just good to watch, but they didn't really give me the feels.
I
And I
think
and the first episode, the Christmas episode with the new black doctor is really fun.
okay.
So,
I will work my way up to it then. I'll maybe watch them in kind of chunks and see if I can get through it. Because the only other thing that stresses me out is Doctor
mhm.
Who. That stresses me out that Criminal Minds and Midsummer Murders. Back when I was watching that, I'm still watching an episode every once in a while. But the thing that Doctor Who does very well that these two other shows don't affect me as much is Doctor Who is very good at the suspense at the because Doctor Who has a history of, oh,
Mhm.
you think we're gonna make it? Surprise, this entire planet just blew up. Oh no, we have a sad episode. You weren't prepared for a sad episode. Like this is like so I in Criminal Minds, because they have that recipe, I'm like, okay, they're gonna catch this person's not gonna die. Like, and so it takes away a bit of the suspense because I know the recipe. Whereas Doctor Who, they're running, they're trying to stop this disease, they're trying to stop these aliens from attacking. And I really feel like I don't know if they're going to make it or not, and it gives me suspense in the pit of my stomach, like it because they have a history of like doing a gotcha, and so I don't know if we're going to make it or not. Whereas with Criminal Minds, I'm like,
Yeah.
you got it, you're going to make it, you're going to save them, it's fine. And it like the suspense, I don't have the energy for all of
That
that
makes
adrenaline in my
sense.
tummy. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can finish this season. I'm gonna see if I can finish because I am very close to the end of Criminal Minds. Or closer than I was before the first time I started watching it. Because I want to say I'm in season 9 or 10, and there's 15 seasons. And I'm blowing through these seasons because it's on Hulu, so I can download it. So I've been watching them at work and watching them just at the house and everything. Where are you, Criminal Minds? What episode am I on? Yeah, it says it's a thriller series. Where are the thrills? Um, Yeah, I'm in season 9, episode 15. So I am pretty close to the end. I will watch
Oh
Doctor Who.
goodness,
I
how many
know that I
seasons
will. I
are
just gotta make
there?
myself 15.
Oh wow. Because I feel like, let's see, I feel like we watched an episode. Oh, I don't want to say it because it might be a spoiler, but
Yeah,
we
don't.
watched an episode where one of the characters, I'm not going to say, let's just say one of the characters that we like, one of the main characters that we like left.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I think that was the last time because I think I had stopped watching it and I think I dipped back in to a couple episodes and then I saw that episode and then I was like, okay, I'm good, I'm done.
Yeah, I think that's
So
the only kind of suspense that I have in the show is I liked the original cast of characters, honestly. And then they like every once in a while all these
mhm.
women keep rotating out except for Gideon. When Gideon left and then they traded him in
Yes.
for Rossi because I freaking loved him. I like that actor, but they traded him in for Rossi, and but the women are just like a revolving door of we can trade these people out. But I am at the point where if you don't want Criminal Minds spoilers, thank you for coming to our Wednesday coffee Klatsch. If you enjoyed it, I'm going to say some spoilers after this. So we're going to do our closing time so that you can turn it off. But thank you for coming to our Wednesday coffee Klatsch. We enjoyed talking to you. Leave a snowball in the comment for how enraged, for the amount of enraged you are that I had to go back to work after they said that they were closed. Leave that number of snowballs. So let's do a 1 to 10. Leave 1 to 10 snowballs in the comment to tell me snowballs or snowflakes, to tell me how enraged you also were that I had to go back to work after they were closed. We will leave the link to the Discord in the chat. We talk about things in the Discord. This is going to be wonderful. I was Artemis. That was Dani. These are Criminal Minds spoilers. So I have seen that Prentice left and she's off in like Paris or whatever, doing the Emily Prentice is off in Paris doing the like Interpol or whatever. And then they brought in Alex Blake, who it doesn't feel like she fills the same dynamic. Not you getting a banner for Criminal Minds spoilers. They brought in Alex Blake, who it doesn't feel like she fills in the same kind of character space that Emily did. Because Emily, JJ, and Penelope, they would go off and like kiki in at the bar
Hi
and like hanging out
Ari.
and go shopping and stuff. Bye, Ari. And yes, we are playing today, Ari. But they would go off like kiki in at the bar and stuff. And now we have it's just shaken up the dynamic, if that makes sense, because now we have Emily is gone, so we have like JJ, but the episode that I just watched, JJ is going through some stuff, but also JJ has like a baby and a husband and a full-time government job, so she doesn't have the time really to hang out with
I keep
anybody.
forgetting that I keep forgetting that JJ wasn't there from the very beginning because I feel like JJ was always there.
I was she Hang on, let me go back.
I'm looking wait a minute. I'm looking at Wikipedia and it says that it concluded in February 2020 and it was revived in 2022. That they
The
brought it back. I did
what?
not realize this.
I didn't know this either. Well,
It says the
season
series
15 only
premiered
has 10
on
episodes. Yeah, you look up. Go ahead.
so it came back it premiered in 2005. It
Mm-hmm.
concluded in February 2020, right before
Mm-hmm.
the start of the panini. So
Yeah.
they were probably already planning because they weren't canceled because of the panini. They were already
They
planning
were
to
planning on
stop.
wrapping it up.
And
Yeah.
then they brought it back in 20 and then they brought it back in 2022. Why would they bring it back in 2022?
Well, I feel like Criminal Minds
Why?
had a bit of a like resurgence in popularity. Like I saw for a little while, like everybody on TikTok was watching Criminal Minds. At least in one corner of TikTok, there were a bunch of people watching Criminal Minds on
They had
TikTok.
the final season The final season of 10 episodes, which aired from January 2020 to February 2020, it was the final series in the franchise to end. And then there was two spin-off series that didn't last very long because we watched the Beyond Borders one and the Suspect Behavior one, and they didn't last
Mm-hmm.
very long. A 16th
Spinoffs rarely
series
do.
of a 16th season of the series Criminal Minds Evolution premiered on Paramount Plus
No wonder I'm
in
not seeing it.
November
I'm looking on Hulu.
2022.
Okay, so after I finish this, I gotta go to Paramount Plus. But yeah, it feels
And on
like the
January
dynamic.
2023, they call it Criminal Minds Evolution.
Okay. So I'll go back and check that after this. But it feels like the dynamic has changed a lot. Cause there was at least between the girls. Cause
This
it
is
feels like
and
what you're breaking up. What'd you say? You were breaking
this
up.
is South Korean version.
There
South
is not.
Korean
South
Criminal
Korean Criminal
Minds.
Minds.
Yes, there is.
You're just giving
Yes.
me more reasons to put off Doctor Who because if I can watch a K drama Criminal Minds, are you kidding me? You know what we should do? We should get on Discord and do a watch party maybe of the first episode of the South Korean Criminal Minds if we could find it.
Oh, ma'am, that's not going to happen.
But like I say, it feels like they are delving more into the lives of the main cast, but it feels like everyone
Hmm.
started off as, oh, we're friends and we're a family and everything's so nice, and like we're still friends and a family, but like some of our family members are gone. Like Gideon is gone, Emily's not really there anymore, and then that other lady was there for like a hot second and she's gone, and then also like we're friends and we're family, but now everyone has trauma and we're all afraid to talk to each other. Because before they would talk to each other and kind of tell everybody everything and like goof off with each other. And now there's a lot of like subsections of I will only talk to you about this, and I will only talk to you about this, and I only talk to you about this, and don't tell the rest of the group this. And so,
Hmm.
and they're going through their like trauma stuff because Hodge lost his wife to the one killer, and then Emily went through that whole big thing where that man was hunting her down, and she had to like fake her own death. And JJ, literally, the episode that I just finished was JJ had this secret overseas Iraqi thing going on that she couldn't tell anybody about, and she apparently like
Hmm.
had a miscarriage while she was over there and like didn't tell anybody about it. So she's been harboring all this stress, which you could kind of see that she was not the same like earlier in the earlier season. She was very like nice and friendly and jovial. Whereas now in these later seasons, you can see she's very much more serious about what's going on. And so it feels like we are having less like I feel like in the earlier seasons, they had a lot more like comedic moments to break up all of the seriousness that's going on because it is a serious show. Like the things that they're addressing are serious. But I feel like they had many more comedic moments between
Hmm.
them to do that. And now those comedic moments are being replaced by, oh, yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but my father died or this and that. And like the more serious moments. And it just, I don't know. It just feels like the group dynamic is changing a lot, and I'm interested to see where it goes, but also I'm not super
Hmm.
happy about it. And all that to say, I am not super happy about.
I think that added to
Go ahead.
I think that added to why part of why I stopped watching it, because in the earlier seasons when they still had all these murders and stuff, but like you said, you had the jovial relationship between the characters. But then when it started getting heavier and really deep things were happening to the characters as they went along, it was like there wasn't much relief from the
Yeah,
murder part. And
yeah,
that's
because I
kind of
realize
why
that
I
people are
like to
people.
watch. Hmm.
Yeah, like I
But
realize that
that's
people
part
are
of why
people,
I like to
and
watch.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's part of why I like to watch procedurals because even though they're investigating something really serious with a murder or whatever, when they're back at the office, they're joking and laughing with each other. I'm thinking of NCIS right now. They're joking and laughing with
Mhm.
each other or, talking about things. And even though there are a few serious things going on, usually there's a lighthearted B plot that's going on.
Yeah.
And Criminal Minds got to the part where there wasn't much of a lighthearted B plot. It was all heavy A plot and heavy B plot.
Yeah. Yeah. That is kind of where I'm at right now, where like it in the earlier seasons, and then I have to like really go after this. But in the earlier seasons, it was like there would be episodes with like funny B plot, and then every once in a while an episode with a serious B plot to intersperse between it. And now there it feels like there's
Mhm.
episodes with serious B plot and like funny B plots interspersed, and they've like swapped. But I gotta go because I gotta take him to work so he's not late.
Yeah, you
Bye y'all.
do.
We already did our closing, so
So thank you,
bye.
everyone. We did a closing, but thank you, everyone, for hanging around for these spoilers. See you next week. Bye. Oh, she really dipped. Bye, y'all.